What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Aftersound here, bringing you Splinterlands content every single day. We also stream right here on this channel every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday morning. So come by and say hello. All right, I want to talk about something that's happening in ranked battles that I believe is the first time we've ever seen this since its inception. And that is the fact that as of very recently, it seems as though more battles are happening now in modern, meaning that wild. So if you were to play in wild, the pool there is not being split as much. So wild is actually paying more. Now, I've been going back and forth, but I don't have enough data to show from my own account yet, just because my account is at different levels. So I've just heard this from several people, and then looking at the battles on chain here on the Peak Monsters dashboard, you can see that that has definitely happened. So this light blue here, or we'll just call it blue and then purple, you can see that we kind of overtook. And when I say, I shouldn't say we, but modern, I play in modern mainly, right? So Modern overtook Wild just as recently as January 9th and has been significantly higher than it over the last couple of days. Before that, you can see that the number of battles that were happening in Modern were significantly lower than what was happening in Wild. And so I'm not sure why this kind of flip has happened, although I do have a theory, and we'll get into that in a minute. But if we just look back at like the last 3 months, for example, you can see that Modern was always significantly lower, and only recently has this switched. So, and let's look at 6 months, because 6 months is roughly when Modern and Wild came out. And yeah, you can see pretty much the same exact thing. So we've seen an uptick in the amount of accounts that are playing in Modern. And my guess would be more bot accounts. As you can see here, there was a period of time where I was thinking, oh, maybe the bots are giving up, right? Maybe we won't have as many. And if I look back here on December 17th, for example, we saw a massive dip, which at the time I considered that significant over this couple of days. But clearly, we have seen the number pop back up, and this is on the 3 month. So you can see that we're back, kind of well above over 200,000 daily active users on some of these days. And if we go down to just like the last 14 days, which is roughly since the beginning of the year, we're at 198,000 daily active users. So with all of the packs that were bought and all of the cards that were probably opened from those packs, my guess would be, and again, this is just a theory, but I'm open to hearing where your guys' perspective, of course. But my guess is that a lot more bot accounts are popping up now. Now, why would that be the case? Why are people trying to bot their accounts? We are about to lose rewards with Soulbound reward cards coming in and blah, 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 all that stuff. It's just not, is it profitable right now? My guess is that people are in this for the long haul. If anything, maybe the bot farms have somewhat doubled down and realized that if they're willing to play the long game, right, you can probably have a decently profitable account that plays in silver, maybe stretches into gold, but you're only, you're just maxing out, or not even maxing out an account for silver. So if you can get those Soulbound reward cards, and from right now, it seems as though, again, we don't have any information on them yet, but it seems as though they will be unlockable at some point. That was the most recent thing said on the town hall back on January 2nd. Due to that, I think the fact that there is, again, it's not confirmation, but just a leaning towards that aspect, it means that those rewards will have value over time in the future. And so people who took advantage of the massive pack sale that was happening in December and now have these packs, were able to level up their, a couple of alt accounts. That's what I'm guessing has happened between now and December 17th. We've seen the active player base grow, and I just want to look at the last 6 months. It's had its ups and downs, but ultimately it's pretty consistent over the last 6 months when you think about it. Unfortunately, we can't go further back, but if you remember, before the ranked rewards came out in May of 2022, when that update came in, I think it was at the end of May, we dropped from like 400,000 to 500,000 players immediately down to kind of where we're at now. And so a lot of accounts were consolidating cards. And I think that consolidation has just continued to happen through the last couple of months. And now, of course, over the last couple of weeks as well. So what does that mean for you? What does that mean for us? Well, playing in Modern is something that I do not because I want to get more rewards. That was never the idea behind it. It's just those are the cards that I have, and I hated going up against older cards. But it is interesting to see now that Modern is getting a little flooded. And so, will I dabble in Wild? I don't necessarily play in Wild that often. I usually wait until the end of the season and then try to pick my ranking up so that I don't keep dropping down too far. But now maybe, I will jump over into Wild a little bit sooner in the season if the rewards there are paying better. So again, I don't know if this is just a short-term trend or if this is going to turn into a long-term trend. But as I said, just looking at the history over the last 6 months, 3 to 6 months, we've rarely, if ever, seen Modern battles overtaking the amount of Wild battles. And when you combine that data with the fact that the daily active players is relatively high compared to where it's been over the last 6 months, my assumption is that we are getting a lot more of these chaos cards combined into solid chaos decks in silver, gold, or whatever league they're leveled up for, and they're just starting to flood Modern. So again, just a theory, but I am curious to hear what your thoughts on this are, what your perspective on it. Maybe you have some bots that you've started. Maybe you've got some alt accounts or some decks. Maybe Nifty Arcade has been doing some things. Again, I'm just looking at the data and I'm trying to figure out what the story behind the data is. So just presenting that to you, and hopefully we can come to some kind of deductive conclusion together. Not that it would change my playing behavior at all, because I'll still stick it out in Modern. But if anything, I may dabble in Wild a little bit more now, just due to the fact that, if the paying is good, who knows? We'll see what happens. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. How are you feeling about this information? Do you feel like my theory could be correct? Do you have a different theory? Would love to continue that conversation in the comment section below. So let me know your thoughts. I will catch you all in the next video and see you around the game. Take care.